Hello, today we have with us Daniel Akbom, helping businesses get more business with LinkedIn. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Carlos. I'm very pleased to be with you with the Excel purpose.
You know what? I was like looking at your profile and it's like, I really like this interesting humor that you've got in there. It like stands out. Like your about it's like very minimal and it's got when I bleed LinkedIn. Boom. That's it. When I bleed LinkedIn. Tell me about that. Like, is that just like this is my style, or like is this something you recommend?
I only recommend it if you feel comfortable doing it. So I think we have a real life personality, and that personality needs to be reflected on LinkedIn. If you're very serious and conservative, then the last place you want to start cracking jokes is LinkedIn. Yeah. LinkedIn at one point cut the length of the about section. So what we see comes when we check it either on the app or on desktop is no more than 3 lines.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If you have 25 lines, it's good for the algorithm, for the search, but most people only see the beginning and very few will hit on show more. So either you make a short statement or you have like a cliffhanger. Like when I see the end of the sentence, I'm compelled to click and see what has Carnes thought of for the next piece of content. And I may change
Okay, so does that mean for us, we should be thinking about put the most critical thing in the first 3 lines? You can write more because the algorithm's going to pick it up during the search, or is it not recommended to do a long and lengthy thing?
Okay, great. So what I would say is this. Yes, I do recommend you start very strong, but it's also possible for you to have a strong statement. And then as long as you can have whole paragraphs, as long as it's the beginning is interesting. Okay,
yes, that makes sense. I like that. You also sent me this, you sent me multiple pictures, and one of them is this graph, which has, for the listeners, it's basically a picture and it's got on the x-axis number of connections, and then on the y-axis, so the vertical axis, it's got like profile completeness. So when we're looking at those metrics, it was like, if you get over 500 connections, that was like, you're doing good, right? was that how I read
that? Yes, exposure is the x-axis. It's great. The second axis is conversion, if you like. So ideally, when you want someone to visit your profile, you want them to convert and you want them to discover you. Yeah. So there are 2 ways to go about it. One is to grow your network, to hit 500 plus as soon as possible, to get a lot of connections, and then to worry about your profile and optimize it. And the second is to build a decent converting profile first, and then connect with as many people as you'd like. From the tone of my voice, I think you got my choice. I recommend first building an optimized profile, because imagine that I would run a Google search for kamsfung.com, and the first result would be a page that is under construction. Right. Not your website, but something that's not complete. It doesn't make sense. So before promoting your profile, you want to make it converting, and as soon as it can converting, you can show it to the whole world. This is simply about the order of connection versus optimizing your profile. It makes sense to optimize your profile first. Otherwise, every person that visits your profile has no more information. We don't double our IQ when we log into LinkedIn. So if your profile doesn't show us why we need to learn more about you, we'll simply go elsewhere.
Okay, so right now, I don't normally feel anxious that much, but talking to a LinkedIn expert, and I know that my LinkedIn is probably not great because it's not been the platform that I have placed the most priority on. I want to put myself on the line. Because I've learned by doing things, I guess, like a more kinesthetic person. Would you be cool if I actually share screen of my LinkedIn and then I just take the ego hit of getting real critical feedback on my profile?
Yes, that's perfect. Please do.
I can just do that. All right, so here we go. For the people on the podcast, I guess I'll turn this into a YouTube so we can see it if that's something you're interested in. All right, so if I'm going through, let's just go from the top down. So let's start with the banner. What do we think?
So let me, you don't have to be anxious, okay? Your profile is good. Your profile rocks.
Okay.
We'll find ways to maybe optimize minor things, but initially when we visit your profile, we see a banner, and before I even critique the banner, uploading a banner is something that over 90% of LinkedIn users haven't done.
Oh, so, okay. All right, so I got a small tick. I feel a little bit better.
Yeah, you better.
LinkedIn okay, has, and then you mentioned about the link. I do have a link on my banner. I believe it's working.
I could switch and share my screen, and you would see it doesn't work.
Oh, does it not?
But
the link itself doesn't work.
There's a thing you have to remember, okay? And that is the way you see your profile is less important the way other people see your profile.
When you say it doesn't work, what do you mean? When I type the link in, it works. Are you telling me it's just not clickable, or what do you mean by that?
Let's make sure we look at the same thing. Can I share my screen?
Okay. Go for it. Okay, you've got access.
Okay, thanks. So let me first understand if we're looking at the same thing. When I see it here, I can click on the banner. Yeah. But this is not a hyperlink.
No. Can I make that a hyperlink?
LinkedIn has played with this, and it may roll out to more people, but at the time we speak, I haven't seen any hyperlinks in the banner yet. Okay, yes. However, your banner itself is great. It has a very good visual. It has a good slogan, and it's important for people who visit your profile to see a banner like yours. You say we all now have the opportunity to monetize on doing stuff we actually love. Yes, DM me. It's a very simple call to action, and if I'm interested in monetizing my time or my expertise, then you got me a bit curious and intrigued. I don't know exactly how you could help me, but I'm more inclined to say, okay, let's see what is it that you offer, and maybe I would be able to reach out to you. And there's the Excel purpose on the right that also plays well with your profile photo here, because they're not next to each other. There's the text here, and the link tree does work below your headline. So this link actually works, and we can go to the NLP link, we can book a call, we can go to the book club, the networking book club, we can see the episodes of the show, or go to your website and also visit Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, send you an email, and visit your TikTok. So this works. Another thing we need to take into account is the headline. And by default, the headline would be CEO Excel purpose. It's not a bad headline, but you added something to it. And you started your headline by saying accountability coach. So if I'm intrigued by accountability, or I don't think I excelled at, and I'm interested in being more accountable, or to make my organization or my staff more accountable, this is a very good way to attract my attention. And the headline is still short. I have two elements, and they both play well with each other. When we scroll down, we see the featured section. Okay, so you have quite a few featured section. Most people will only see 2 or 3, and this is the first. Is this time sensitive, Carms?
Yeah, it's time sensitive. Yeah.
Is it over?
Well, it was just over yesterday. It happened yesterday.
Fine.
Only last night, so it's only been like it's recent.
Fine. So let's say this.
Yeah.
You can certainly add time-sensitive links to the featured section.
Yeah.
But at one point, it's best for you to have either evergreen content here or to remove this from the featured section, because the featured section is probably where many people will click.
Yeah.
And if I go to a page that says the webinar is over or you can no longer register, then it's less attractive from your perspective. Everything else, you simply have to ask yourself where. Let's ask 3 questions, okay? Question number 1, who's your ideal reader? Okay, so your ideal reader could be someone who works in a company in the corporate world, and they want to stop being a slave to the company itself and start their own business or start a side hustle or do something like that. How would you define your own ideal reader?
Yeah, you're right. I would say it is somebody like that. They either doing work that they don't enjoy, feeling unfulfilled or unappreciated, or they could just maybe want another side income on top of that. So they could kick something off, because I know it's kind of scary for people to move out of the work they're currently doing, because they see that as something certain and secure, right? So it's just about kicking off something on the side so they can see the possibility. Aside from that, the book club is really geared to help people just learn and grow. So I enjoy doing that as well. And that's why that's the only thing I really put in LinkedIn so far.
Okay, excellent. So the second question I would ask is, who's the ideal, what action would you like those people to perform? Say we could make everyone who's unhappy about their work, their corporate work, to visit your profile. What action would you like them to perform? Where would you like them to go? Is there a leading link?
Yeah, you're right. I don't have anything at the moment which specifically point them towards something. Other than them maybe poking around my links and find me on other platforms.
Okay, so let's say this.
Yeah, it's the book club at the moment. But that probably shouldn't be the primary thing. So I've got some thinking to do.
Are you happy with your website? Is comfunk.com a good landing page for people who want to learn more about you and hire you and work with you as a coach?
It's okay. I'm okay with it for now.
If you had to pick one, would you rather that those people visit the book club or your website?
Currently, I would actually rather them visit the Excel purpose link, which is not in there, which is the first thing in my link tree, but that website's actually not in there because I only just launched it yesterday.
Hey,
so,
you're going places. Like from yesterday to today, there is a live event that you've done, and there's a new website. It's good news. All you have to do now is to reflect it on LinkedIn. So if you decided that this new link is the place to go, what I would suggest now is to highlight it. So if you're happy with that, please share it and let's feature it and give it more importance.
Okay, that sounds good. Yes.
Let's do it. Can you share your screen?
Oh yeah, for sure. Give me one moment. So this is actually the new site. So this new site, it doesn't talk about like you not liking your job so much. It's actually geared around, do you want to have better communication skills, better influential skills, in terms of, are you like a coach, speaker, trainer, somebody like that wants to level up and stand out, then learn NLP, so neuro linguistic programming. This is one of the most useful set of tools I've learned. And I am going to train people up for that in November. So this is actually the main thing I want them to see.
Excellent. Okay, so it has taken us 3 minutes, but I think the conclusion is very important. If this is the main thing you would like to promote, say, for the next 2 months or so, then it's time to go to LinkedIn and make sure that this link is highly visible, and you make it simple for everyone to visit that link. Let me remind you of the 3 questions. 1, who's your ideal reader? 2, what action would you like them to perform? And the 3rd, are we making it as easy as possible for them by providing them with the right information in the right order at the right time for them to go to this link? And if you visit your LinkedIn profile, I could bet $500,000 many people will not land on this link simply because it's not there. So
yeah, for sure. 100%. Yeah.
Let's add it. Perhaps if you could copy that link.
Yeah.
And then go back to LinkedIn, please.
And
if you scroll down a bit to the featured section,
yeah,
it would be great if you could click on the plus sign, select add a link.
Oh, I never knew you could add a link in this feature section.
Oh,
I just learned something new.
excellent. Now there is an image there. I think it's great, but if you're not happy, there's a possibility for you to add it to upload another thumbnail. What you also do is click the title and add a description.
Have it as well.
Are you happy with the title?
Oh, it's a bit long.
Fine. You can move stuff to the description if you like.
Yeah.
And I would also add something about November 30th, or make it clear what this is, like a 5-day XYZ or something that would.
Yeah. So I'll think about that after. I'll just save it. I can go back and edit it. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's add it as a placeholder.
Yeah.
And now a very tough question. Are you happy if the more featured elements you add, the less important they seem to the reader? So are you happy with removing some or most or all of the other featured sections?
Let me delete some of them.
Okay. When you finish doing that, I'd like to share my screen and show you the difference when there is only one featured section. It will seem completely different.
Okay, I'll just oh, it didn't refresh.
Yes, please refresh. LinkedIn doesn't remember that for now. But when you scroll down to the featured section, now you see a bit more. No, still hasn't. Okay, let's click on the pencil again. I'd like you to remove everything other than the
everything other than the thing I just have. Yes.
And once you've done, okay, now it looks good. I'm going to share my screen for a second just for you to see the difference between the crowded featured section and the clean featured section. Okay. So this is the way it used to look. And I'm going to refresh my screen. And when I show you, Carnes, your featured section in a second, you'll see this.
Thank you, right.
This is a huge billboard.
Yeah, stands out a lot more.
Yeah. Most people will simply notice this, and now we can tweak it and explain what it is. But this is way more visible than you know, the 5th featured section that many people will not see. So if you have a leading magnet or a lead event or a lead promotion you'd like to do, one option, it's not the only one, is to highlight it at least until November. Maybe by December you'll replace that with your website or the book club or something else. The questions are really what are you interested in promoting, and this certainly makes more people aware of the NLP Excel mind better than they used to prior to that.
Yeah, 100% agree. Would you also say, would you also update the banner in this instance, or would you say the banner is more permanent thing and leave it? Like, do you see that as kind of like an advertising space?
Wow. I love the question. I think updating your banner is a great way to get attention to what is important for you. And the banner you have now is good. But if you'd like people to see within 3 seconds that there is a November event, then you can certainly update the banner. And maybe in December, you'll switch back to this or do something else.
Yeah.
You can use Canva. Within a couple of minutes, you can have the Excel Mind NLP event with the dates here.
Yeah.
And the question is, how do we make people understand as fast as possible why they need to go there and why they need to register? And it's a process. But updating the banner is certainly a great way to do it. And you could also decide that your contact info, for example, right now, it only leads to your Facebook page. Could also add 2 more links to it. One of them may be website. The second could be the NLP Excel Mind or something else.
Okay.
So it's optimizing everything here. So there's a better likelihood of people understanding that they need to learn more about the NLP Excel Mind. And when they go here, your chances of converting them are much higher. There's a video I could play here, and here I could apply all this simply because I've seen the Excel Mind here.
Yes.
So let's just remind people of the questions. 1, who's your ideal reader? 2, what action you would like them to perform? And 3, is there a gap between your answer and what is visible now? Because I would like your profile to speak for itself.
Yes.
If your profile says XYZ, but you'd like to tell me ABC, then it's not scalable.
Yeah.
And making sure the profile is aligned with your objectives is a great way for people to discover the event you'd like to promote or the website you'd like people to know about. And you've done this, in 5 minutes. So it shouldn't take too much time to further optimize this.
Yeah, I love it. I love the tips. Is there anything you would point out specifically? Yeah, those things will make a massive difference. So you're right. It's like it'll literally take like 5-10 minutes, but it will make a world of difference.
Okay. Would you like me to suggest something else?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. So I'll share my screen again. I'll scroll to the experience section. And the experience section with the Excel purpose here has a grand total of 4 words.
Yeah.
Including a skill. So what I would suggest is basically take text from your existing website or the Excel Mind and simply add it here. And the purpose is twofold. 1, for search. There are billions of searches run on LinkedIn every year.
Yeah.
And your website may have been SEO optimized. So you thought about the terms that people will use. And when I Google you, or when I Google the terms, I may go to your website. A lot of people do the same thing on LinkedIn. So the purpose of this, instead of them finding you on page 55, we'd rather found you in page 1.
You're so right. It's really funny when you point it out. It's like I used to have a lot of text in it. For some reason, I think at one point I decided to delete all the description. And now when you point it out, it's like, yeah, why don't I put something in there?
It boils down to deciding whether you'd like to do what's popular or what's right. And I think it's right to get people about what you do.
Yeah.
And what I would do is simply take text you're happy with. It could be from the about section. It could be about the coaching program. It could be about the programs you offer now. or about the Excel mind, and simply adding it here. Because what would happen otherwise is that if I scroll and I see this, so I'm likely to scroll some more. By the way, the only position that has a lot of text is a position.
It's the one that doesn't make any difference now.
Okay.
I love this. This is like, oh, this is like hard hitting.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If you've given that much attention to that position, it's worth giving even more attention to the Excel purpose description here.
For sure.
And another thing you could do, remember the About section had links?
Yeah.
What I would like to do is to pick one of the links you had in the featured section, and I'd like to show you a way to add them to the experience section.
Okay.
So perhaps you could share your screen and we could do that.
Yeah.
Excellent. Can you open the link to one of the previous featured section, something you removed and you'd like people to see that's related to Excel purpose? No, just open a new tab.
A new tab. Yeah.
Yes, please. Can you pick an element that was featured in your profile and you removed a couple of minutes ago? What would that be?
Oh, I could do maybe the book club. Let's just say if it was the book club.
Okay, so we'll do it with a book club, and obviously you can think about it and change it or tweak it. So where's the link you'd like people to go to? Is this the link?
It'll be like, Bitly will point it back into there. So it's like Bitly at best book club ever.
Fine.
Yeah, but I can't I can't copy it that way.
Is there an explanation? Like, is there a way for people to understand what they're signing up for?
For the best book club ever?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a community to lift each other up and learn and grow.
Okay, so in your link tree, you do have the networking.
Yeah, I do.
Club.
Yeah, it is in here.
Okay, so how about picking the link here and going back to your LinkedIn profile, please?
Okay.
What I would like to do now, Franz, is to scroll down until you get to the experience section. Click on the pencil to the right. No, the pencil.
Yeah.
And then again, the top pencil for the Excel purpose. Yes. And here, if you scroll down here, you'll find to the at the bottom, add media. If you click on add media, there are two options. One is the link and the second is a file. So if you can paste the link here.
I think it is.
Yeah, we'll check it.
Does Bitly have? Yes, we do. That's about right. Okay. I did something wrong.
Okay, so maybe the full, not the bit.ly, but the full link would
link?
do. Yeah, this one, let's try this.
Yeah.
Okay, instead of the title, maybe you could start with the book, like the best networking book. Yes.
Okay, let's say if it was that, yeah.
Okay, I can't see the thumbnail, but I would like to click apply so we see it. Okay, and now instead of saving it, I'm not sure the image is attractive. So what, do you have an image or a thumbnail for the book club?
Possibly.
Screenshot.
But yeah, I see what you mean. It's just to add a picture in there.
Yes, it's simply clicking on the pencil,
Yeah.
having a visually attractive.
Is that a new feature? I've never seen that before, and now recently I keep seeing people have pictures on there. Has that always been there?
Because LinkedIn knew that we were going to have this chat, LinkedIn launched lots of new features, just hoping that CARMS will do something with them. It's been around for some time, but it's not very widely used, so you're gaining a competitive advantage.
When I click that little pencil thing,
Yes.
where do I drop the picture?
You don't. LinkedIn tries to find a picture
Oh, it
on its
tries
own.
to find the picture.
Yeah, if you're happy with the result, and you keep it, and if you're not, you can change it. What is actually new is your ability to change it, because if we recorded this 3 months ago, we would be stuck with an image that LinkedIn found. So now you can say, I'm not happy with this. I'm going to play and have a best book club ever interesting visual, and I'm going to force him to use that one.
Oh, how do I force it to be a different picture?
If you can click on the pencil here, yes. You can upload. Can you scroll down a bit?
No, I can't. It doesn't.
Well, you can. Okay, let's try to hit apply. Okay, if you click on add media, let's do it differently. If you click on add media, add a link, paste the link again, click on add, and we'll try to do something else.
Yeah.
And now the thumbnail, you can't see.
Kind of like this weird dimmed out thing.
Okay, so you need to play with it, maybe using the app or a different browser, or there's a couple of glitches working here, because and if the worst comes to worst, you open a ticket with a LinkedIn support. But my guess is that if you try this, if you try this again tomorrow, chances are it would work.
Oh, okay.
I added to a client of mine this morning, it works. LinkedIn sometimes offers a less than stellar or robust experience, but it should work.
Okay. I was gonna try and have a look at it on my phone, but it hasn't updated yet.
Fine. So you can discard it, and remember, if you want to add text to it, so think about the text you'd like to add, and then maybe to add the image, and I'll make sure I'll visit your profile again. How much time do I need to, will tomorrow work, or after the weekend? How much time do you need in order to make your
I like
profile?
this accountability task. Yeah, let's say I will do it by Friday for sure.
Excellent. So I'm going to check your profile on Saturday or Sunday. And if I'm unhappy with the result, I know where to find you.
Perfect. I love this. This is really great. This is wonderful. So let's this has probably been like the most practical podcast ever. So tell us what you mainly like. You obviously LinkedIn is your bread and butter. This is what you love. How? Because my whole thing is about like Excel purpose, right? We know what you excel in. Tell me, why do you live this purpose? Do you have a different purpose? Like, how did you get to this? What is Daniel's purpose?
Well, I think networking is probably the purpose, and helping people is probably the purpose, and LinkedIn is the tool. And as much as I love the tool, it has to serve your purpose. So if when I onboard new clients, they expect me to ask them lots of questions about their use of LinkedIn, but the questions I ask first is really about their business and the way they want to get more clients without LinkedIn. And only when I know who's the ideal client from your perspective, then we can leverage LinkedIn to do that.
Yeah, what made you decide to choose LinkedIn as the platform of the vehicle? If there's so many different social media choices, did you pick LinkedIn because that's more your audience is more business and corporate based, and that makes sense, and that's what you decided on, or where did that come about?
Well, it's a better explanation than the true one. Maybe I should stick to that. I signed up for LinkedIn early in 2004, so it was a new shiny object I played with. And 2 years later, I held a quota-carrying position, and it started very badly. And after not succeeding to get any sales in 2 months, LinkedIn showed me for the first time, Carms, the name of the person I needed to reach out to within the organization. And back then, this slashed my sales cycle by 30%. Simply knowing that the gentleman or the lady's name is XYZ made me beat my quota. And then I started helping friends, and I decided to dig into this. And those friends told me, okay, we want you to train our staff. And at one point you wake up and you say, okay, this is what I'm doing. I have specialized. This is the time to drop everything else and really specialized. I'm happy I specialized in LinkedIn. It is a more conservative platform. We don't have to upload images of burgers every day, and it resonates with my personality.
Yeah, I love it. You know what? Just yesterday, not even yesterday, this morning, this guy was asking me about how to connect with people on LinkedIn. And it came about because he saw a post I made about how people make connections. So I made a post about how somebody just DM me and go, hey, I need a job. It's just literally, comes, I need a job. It's like, that's not what I specialize in. Like, you know, and the guy that asked me for a job, he was like, a recruitment manager specialist, and he was looking for a job. And I'm like, you know, I was thinking that's more your expertise, right? Like, that's not what I do. So I asked him, aren't you an expert in matching people's skills with the job? And he's like, yes, I am. So I'm like, then you should have no problem with that. So after that, I made this post, and I just said in general, if you want people to help you, it's best to be able to provide people with a reason or some sort of value of why they should help you, not just reaching for help. Like, just why do people just reach out for help, like, for no reason whatsoever? And then so someone DM'd me and asked, well, how do you provide value to someone if they want to just connect with someone on LinkedIn? How would you respond to that?
Well, I think you quoted your network is your net worth, and
yeah,
it resonates with something else you quoted, think and grow rich. So there is no shortcut here.
Yeah.
The simple way to think about it is that when we enter a networking meeting, then I try to ask myself, who would be a good person to introduce you to? And many job seekers are, or many people in general, are considering this as a transactional thing. Carms, I'm looking for a recruitment manager position. Can you help me introduce me to XYZ? And you don't work for them. And you don't feel comfortable doing this unless you know them well and you think it would be a good fit.
Exactly.
But asking questions and helping other people is the insurance policy that would make you more comfortable reaching out to them when you need their help. So basically, if you're only doing networking when you need a job or when you need new clients, you're doing it wrong. And you're paying a very heavy price because you spend a lot more time and you get a less interesting ROI. And if I could suggest something to the recruiting manager, is that the minute they land a new position, they have to remember the pain of reaching out to people when they were looking for work, and they simply have to decide that even when they're not looking for work, they need to be in touch with their network for a certain amount of time, a day or a week or a month. And Carms, you can say, I can only find 15 minutes a week. That's fine. Even with 15 minutes a week, it would enable you to visit your LinkedIn notification section to see that Rayson has his birthday coming up, and Rayson is the person thanks to whom we're speaking now, Rayson Chu. And if you see that he has his birthday coming up, then what you could do, instead of sending a happy birthday, you could actually leave the LinkedIn platform and reach out to Rayson and speak with him and ask him how he's been and wish him a happy birthday. And if I could suggest something, since we record this on September 21st, and today is Rayson's birthday, so let you and me wish Rayson a happy birthday and simply shoot him a 30-second clip saying, Rayson, we thought of you.
Yeah, I love it.
Can you sing for Rayson? Can I get a musical clip saying happy birthday, Rayson?
You want to do it together now?
I'll upload, yes. I'll give the point.
You want to do this like straight after this, yeah?
Yeah, we can even just say Rayson happy birthday. It will still stand out.
Yeah. Right now or after?
Yes, ma'am. Today is the day.
Like right this second, yeah? Let's sing him happy birthday. Ready?
Okay.
Okay, we're on three, right? On three, right? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Raisin. Happy birthday to you. Hip it! Hooray! Hip it! Hooray!
Thank you very much for playing this dangerous game with me. And that was just an example of even within 5 minutes, you can do something. And when you network with people when you don't need them, you basically help yourself. If you need to reach out to Rayson in 6 months' time, and Rayson knows that we're only reaching out to him when we need him, we're in bad shape. But if we were there to ask him how he's been, and then at one point you need his help, you would feel a lot more comfortable reaching out to him. And he would not look at your cards again, like you haven't spoken with me for 5 years. Last time was when you were looking for a job. Again, you're looking for a job, and now you're reaching out to me. I can't find the time to help you.
Exactly.
So invest in your relationships when you don't need them, and treat them as your insurance policy. We all wish we don't have to use the policy. But if stuff happens and we need to get help, we can rely on people we have helped in the past. I
love this so much. I'm going to take this clip just on its own and just put it out. Because I don't think people see the value enough of making connections. And, you know, it's a great reminder for me as well. I'm so bogged down in work that I haven't placed aside the time I usually do with making connections. For the average people to just get a sense, what would you recommend to, like, you know, someone that's just doing their 9 to 5? What do you think it's a sort of a good time for them to even consider if they haven't started to just allocate time for networking?
I would start with maybe one person to speak with each week that you haven't planned to speak with, or even one person a month, and then make it one person every fortnight and one person a week, and then maybe 15 minutes a week or 30 minutes a week. And what will happen, Carms, is that the more you network, the better you become, and you help more people, and those people reach out to you saying, Carms, I'd like to introduce you to XYZ because they need your help with accountability.
Yeah.
And never have you asked them for help, but the moment they associated you with someone who can help them, and then they meet someone who could use your help, you don't have to sell. They're selling it for you. So it's not it's an investment, really. I can't promise that the third person will do this or the fifth person will do this, but in a karma way, if you do it systematically, some people will help you, and you will find that some of your best clients may come through referrals just like this.
This is awesome. I love this. And today, you're so right, because today somebody reached out and asked for help, and she sells artwork. And because we haven't spoken for a while, but previously, because she's been helpful, as soon as she asked for help, I'm like, yeah, I'm happy to share that. So I posted it on my story right away. But not just that, because I like her and the way she comes across, I'm like, I'm going to go one step beyond just sharing it. I actually went and took a video and to talk about how great I think her attitude is, because she does not just artwork, but it's like 1,000 pieces of artwork. And that's her goal. And she does one a day. And she has not failed. She's done one a day for 600 something days now. So I was like, this is a clear example of what accountability, persistent consistency, right? And I'm like, and I was telling people, that's art, but it's the effort. You're buying the effort of this. So I saw it in a different light of not what she saw, but so I kind of did a video just to talk about that. I don't know if that helped her or not, but that's a great example of, yeah, when people ask for help, you would go beyond just because, they were helpful in the past.
It's a beautiful example, and I'm sure she's touched, and it means a lot to people when you pay attention to them. And I think it's a great way for you to help her.
Yeah, I love that. So how much time would you say you allocate to networking? Do you just do this like full time? Is this like full-time networking gig for you?
I try to insert networking in a more natural way now. So if life brings all sorts of meetings to us, some of them are not business meetings. It could be friends, it could be related, it could be neighbors, it could be all sorts of. So I don't go to the local chamber of commerce to network, okay? But I do try to, whatever I'm doing with other people, I'm trying to have my mind open to ways I could help them. And that means I need to ask them questions. And the good thing about it is that if you ask questions and you listen to the answers, and you told me, say, accountability is something you're passionate about, then there is a drawer in my mind where Carnes has the word accountability, and that could stay with me for weeks or months. And maybe next month I will speak with someone and they will tell me about their issue, and I will think it's accountability. I will ask them about you, and I will be able to make the connection. So I haven't attended this meeting with the purpose of networking. Okay, we're having a chat here, but because you provided me with information, I'm sure I'll find someone at one point who could be a good person to join the club or the Excel mastermind or something, or a good guest or a good host for you. So it's being open to doing networking whenever you communicate with other people.
Yeah. You're storing those information. Yeah, like every time I talk to someone, because each of us only know, I don't know, like 50 people or something like that, right? It's like you meet a bunch of people, but usually people will come up and go, hey, do you know a person that's for, I don't know, event organizing, or do you know a photographer or a designer? And it's not like you will know hundreds of them, right? But usually you may know one, and it's only that name pops up. Like if I'm thinking of event called, like I've got a name, think like in my head, and if it's like design person, or it's like I only have like one or two people I can think about for each one of these things. yeah, and when you meet someone, you like, I don't know anybody that specializes in LinkedIn. So now that I've met you, it's like, oh, cool. Like that, you're right. That's stored in my head now. So if someone asks me, I'll be like, I know a guy. Like I know this is the only guy. You're the best. Yeah, that you're right. Yeah.
It's a great example. Instead of trying to think that we need to dedicate an extra hour a week to network, we simply have to, when we're speaking with people, we need to have the networking ears open, and that will enable us naturally to think of ways we can introduce them to other people. We don't have time. We don't need more time. We just need to make more out of this time.
I love it. Is there any final message you would like to share with the listeners? And what's the best place to find Daniel? Is it LinkedIn?
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to join me in visiting Karma's profile on Saturday the 24th or Sunday the 25th. It's linkedin.com/in Karma Fund. And there you will be able to see a new banner highlighting maybe the NLP Master Excel Mind and the contact info and the featured section and text and media about the Excel purpose. If this makes sense to you, go to danielalfon.com. You'll find lots of other content there.
Ah, lovely. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Daniel.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to speak with you.
Let me pause this.